Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to Midlife Talkshop with Rhonda and Shannon.
Welcome back, we should say.
I know, it's been...
After a month
we have
ice
literally
and
been
snow.
iced in for over 2 weeks. It was incredible. We got, 4.5 inches of snow with like an inch of ice on top or something.
It was the ice that really did us in. That doesn't usually happen in Virginia.
So we were gone a few weeks, but we're back. We're back now. We've got a wonderful guest with us today. Let me ask you guys, have you ever wished you could recover faster, have more energy, or just feel like your body is on your team again?
Yes.
Right?
Every day.
Especially when we
Every
get
day
in
that I
our
wake up.
midlife, right? So today we're diving into a wellness space that's changing the game. And today we have with us Tony Dulock. He's a general manager over at Restore Hyper Wellness over in Midlothian, Virginia. Welcome.
Welcome, Tony.
Oh, thank you, ladies. Great. Thank you for having me today.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. My husband uses Restore Hyper Wellness. He goes over there twice a week, and he has been for some time. And his health is just changed radically. His skin has changed. So anyway, can you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do at Restore?
Yeah, of course. So I'm Tony. I've been with Restore for almost about 3 years now. The studio is going to be celebrating its 4th year come October. Yeah, so my history a little bit. I was a college soccer coach for a while, health and wellness industry professional. So going with Restore as my wife headed back to work after our 4th child kind of seemed like a good direction, especially with, again...
Did you say 4th child? God bless you.
Yeah.
4. Wow.
Not recommended.
I'm not worthy.
Wow.
Yeah, so right now what I do at the store is a lot of it is client interaction, helping ensure that our staff is able to provide the best service and care to the individuals that we see on a daily basis. So we just want to make sure, again, from door to door, people have a very positive experience with us.
Well, we were able to go in on Friday,
Yes.
and I got the pre-tour, and it was great. I mean, I
Yes.
look forward to going back and actually...
Trying out.
Trying
I have
the
done the red
service.
light therapy, and it is amazing. It feels so good. So, Tony, can you tell me what is Restore Hyper Wellness for someone like hearing about it for the first time?
Yeah, so kind of think of it as not quite a doctor's office, but not an outpatient med spa clinic. So where we may not have, say, Botox or prescriptions in terms of what your doctors might prescribe you, we kind of fill the gap a little bit. So we offer our personalized science-backed therapies, whether it's from IV drips to intramuscular shots to aesthetic facials, and even our core services.
Did
so
you say
cryotherapy.
facials?
Yeah.
That's the
calling my
secret.
name. Yeah.
In wintertime especially, I feel
Right.
your
Skin
face
gets
is
so
just
dry.
calling out.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Lack humidity, and you're just drying out, and
Right.
just caring for skin is super important this time of year.
Absolutely.
Well, if we were to break it down simply for listeners, and we're just talking about what is hyper wellness, I like the way that is in the name of the company, Hyper Wellness. But can we talk about it in terms of being proactive with your wellness versus reactive with your health care, and how recovery, prevention, performance, and longevity all play into this idea of hyper wellness, and how Restore can help you with that?
Yes, of course. So, that hyper wellness aspect, I think, really means from that you're really kind of zoned in on being consistent. And again, if you can achieve
So
consistency
important, the
80% of the time
consistency.
in your life with whatever you're doing, you're going to see that proactive growth in whatever you're doing. So whether it's
True.
from physical activity to your wellness to whatever kind of goals you might set for yourself. So that hyper element is more of just like zoning in, finding out the 1 or 2 things or 3 things that are really going to help you, and then just zeroing
Sticking
in on
to
that
it.
and sticking to it. So again, I think consistency is always going to be key. And that's, I think, where that wellness factor really comes in. And, in this time of year, there's so much science, there's so many modalities and therapies that are really available to us compared to 5-10 years ago. So, I mean, right now alone, we have some services that people couldn't even afford to put in their houses, and now they truly are. They can really have their own wellness spa at home almost.
It sounds like
Right.
Shannon. Shannon's got her.
I have a few gadgets
She does.
that I've
She
been
does.
collecting in the house, and I have my own infrared sauna,
Yep.
Yes.
a massage chair.
Oh, there
Yes.
you go.
So
I have one of
nice.
those face masks, those red light face masks.
I know. I got to get one of those too, because I really see it making a difference. I really do on their skin. I really want to dive deep and go in deeper here, and let's talk about some of the services that you offer.
Yeah, let's break
Yes.
it down.
Yeah, let's break it down.
course.
So I see here you've got the IV drip therapy. Now, is that someone who has just got like a bad hangover, who wants to come in and get like B vitamins or for someone going through like maybe treatment with cancer? Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I'm going to go see all of the above.
Okay.
So you can find anything from whether it's kind of helping you with micronutrient deficiencies. This time of year, people are coming off being ill or sick with the flu, norovirus, things that are really impacting their hydration. That can help as well. Whether it's from a recovery standpoint, from whether it's a night out or physical activity, there's going to be some deficiencies in micronutrients, fluids that really prohibit the body from being able to do what it needs to do to live that healthy lifestyle. So,
and you do have like a nurse, like a certified nurse that's going to be going in there and giving you these IVs.
Yeah, we have a vast medical protocol we have to follow, from whether it's core corporate and their umbrella.
Right.
So everything from, we have medical directors to nurse practitioners, and then at the studio level, we have registered nurses that have years of experience in terms of being nurses on whether it's oncology floors, emergency rooms, pediatrics. They've run the gamut in terms of their experiences. And so knowing these services and what and how they can help people is really going to be
it's a game changer.
It's the changing thing in terms of service.
Absolutely.
And the experience people have. For
And
sure.
I have gotten the IV drip therapy before, and I got it before.
You did?
It was recommended. It was like a vitamin infusion of all the good things in the winter, because I was going to Christmas party with my husband, and she recommended that you boost your immune system when you're going to go into a group of people.
Right.
When
right,
it's like cold and flu season.
Right.
And sure enough, I stayed well. So
Did you feel good afterwards?
I did.
Oh my goodness, that's
I did.
I might have to try that myself.
Well, especially if you're traveling this time of year, you got to be able to
yes.
post and pre.
Yes.
So
Oh,
you
good
just kind
idea,
of all that
yes.
flying and being around thousands of people
in that
airport.
plane and that
Or on
stuffy
your
air.
cruise as well.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Yes.
That's a good point too. So next on the list is the cryotherapy. Now that is like
That is
we got to see
wild.
that, and it's like a refrigerator.
Yeah.
You get
It's
in
like the
this nice room.
Superman chamber. You
And
go
I
in
know
there.
like they do this a lot in Europe. They get into like really cold, either water, cold plunges, and then they get into the hot, like the infrareds or the sauna that you have,
Right.
infrared light therapy or the sauna. So tell us a little bit what benefits that you can get from cryotherapy.
And how cold is it, and how long do you stay
Yes.
in there?
Yeah, so it's going to vary a little bit from studio to studio, just in terms of what type of equipment they use. So our studio at Midlothian, we have an electric chamber, so we can actually fit 4 people in at a time.
Party time.
Best to come with
Wow.
people. So if you're nervous, definitely bring someone with you. You go in there for about 2.5 minutes. It's usually sub-zero temperatures, so that main chamber hovers about negative 150 degrees.
Unbelievable.
The coldest I've ever seen that chamber get is probably about negative 170. But I think they mess with the algorithm to make sure it doesn't get that cold.
Tony,
in our
that sounds
chamber.
so cold.
2.5
but
minutes.
2.5 minutes. I mean,
Do
again,
you have clothes on? Or are you standing in there?
yeah,
all
you wear some
together naked?
undergarments,
A robe.
safety gear, robe. But again, if you had to help
Okay.
anyone believe in Santa for like 8 to 10 years, you can believe in yourself for 2.5 minutes.
That's true. That's
So,
true.
Yeah, so I mean, it's sub-zero temperatures, but again, it's cold vapor air. There's a speaker, countdown clock, so you can kind of customize your experience a little bit with
So
it.
what are the benefits?
Benefits: you're gonna get that fight or flight response, just like kind of with. With cold plunging, the blood's going to pull in your core. It's going to get oxygenated. It's some new proteins that get released from that exposure. And then as you step out of the chamber, your body's going to naturally start warming back up, and those proteins and newly oxygenated blood's really going to fill the body back up.
So this could help maybe with inflammation, muscle recovery, and can it help your mood as well?
Oh, yeah, mood boosting. You get a little metabolism kick just because your body's kind of fighting to stay warm in the chamber. And then as you step
Right.
out, you kind of warm up as well.
Right.
But
So
you do
cool.
get that where it's going to assist with inflammation, minor aches and pains, might dissipate the rest of the day as well. So it's kind of a really great experience, especially if you're super active or just looking for like an energy boost for sure.
So
I'm normally a warm temperature girl.
Me too.
And I really, thrive in the sauna. But I'm so intrigued by this. I'm gonna do the.
But the thing is,
cryotherapy.
my husband, I was telling you earlier that he goes in for 2 therapies, and it's the cryotherapy. Then he goes into the red light therapy. So he does both of those together.
It's
So
nice to use multiple therapies together.
Right.
It
I mean,
is.
do people usually do that when they come in? Do they do one-offs, or do they do one followed by another? Are
Yeah.
there certain ones that complement each other?
Yeah, we definitely have ones that complement each other. Most of our services are meant to work synergistically together.
Okay.
Really kind of be proactive with your health. So we say one's good, two's even better. So definitely with your husband, he always comes in almost every Sunday, and it is red light and it is cryo, and he's looking for that inflammation,
That's
mood
right.
boosting, helping with those aches and pains that really come from his active lifestyle and his traveling. So
absolutely.
I mean, if one's good, but if you can find two, which is our goal as a staff to kind of, again, maximize and find those incremental increases in terms of your body's response and improvement, hopefully we can find that for you and really help you find that next gear in your life for sure.
Well, I want to talk about a little bit about the red light therapy. Now, I got to try that twice, and it really felt great. And with this icy, cold weather, sub-zero temperatures, I want to sign up and come back and do some more because it just feels so good to feel that warmth. Can you tell us a little bit about that and the benefits of the red light therapy?
Yeah, ultimately the experience, you kind of feel like you're like a rotisserie chicken almost.
It feels so good.
So good. It smells. So ultimately, you undress, you're basically in a room between a set of panels. The red light helps in two different ways, so two different wavelengths. One's going to help with your skin health and complexion. The other is meant to penetrate deeper and get to the mitochondria, get to that ATP production, and really improve your energy production. So
that's big.
That's kind of where that takes place. And again, with red light, it's one of those therapies where, one, it'll do something, but it's going to be a consistent active approach where you got to do about 2-3 a week to really see those benefits long term. So if you're doing one and you're looking for results, cryo and sauna are definitely going to have some results for you. But red light, it's definitely that consistent approach where you wear your mask every night to bed for a couple of minutes, really getting that skin boost and that health for sure.
Okay.
So moving into we were talking about the cryo, and then I was talking more about the infrared sauna because that's kind of one of my favorites.
Yes.
But give us an idea, what's the temperature in the infrared sauna and what is the experience there? How long do you stay there versus, cryo?
Yeah, so infrared saunas and health club saunas deliver the same benefit, but in a different way. Instead of warming up the space around you, the infrared's going to warm you up internally first to help with that detoxing and heart health and circulation. So whereas you might be in a health club humid sauna for maybe 5-10 minutes at 200 degrees, that warming of the space is going to elicit that sweating and that detoxing effect, whereas the infrared sauna, it's going to warm you up internally first and then really push out those toxins, the heavy metals that the body's holding on to. And so typically we set our sauna for about 170. It's a very dry heat.
That is hot.
And
I usually do it about 140. So can you change that temperature?
You can.
Or is it?
Yeah, so we have some protocols where we can change it based on age groups, parameters, benefits that people are looking for. But most of the time, the sauna hovers when people are getting in and out and we're cleaning it throughout the day. Usually hovers about 155.
Okay.
So still quite warm. And your session length for your first time is 30 minutes. So
30 minutes.
Enough time to really kind of get into it, experience it, but not where you're going to be taxed beyond what you should probably do for your first time.
And again, we just want to tell all our listeners, you have to make sure you get a doctor's note if you have heart health or something like that, right, Tony? You would need...
Yep, we do have some contraindications that we have to be aware of in terms of, whether your age, if you have... pins or metal rods, certain places, surgeries, things that are preconditioned that we need to be aware of.
Okay.
But ultimately, everyone signs a waiver for our core services, and then if you ever people do the medical services, you do a medical clearance process as well to make sure that
that's smart.
Your body's going to function as we help it.
Perfect.
I can tell you that when we took the tour and went into that hyperbaric oxygen chamber therapy, that was wild.
I know.
I have not ever done that before, and tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I mean, some of the popular people you see using that therapy, definitely like athletes like LeBron James or Tiger Woods, really help in terms of their recovery. So what it is it's a pressurized chamber. Ours is a soft shell, and then medical grade is kind of that hard glass shell. So a little different delivery systems. So our soft shell pressurizes to about 1.3 atmospheres. So it almost feels like 11 to 12 feet underwater.
Okay.
We pump in 90 to 95% oxygen. So flooding your body with oxygen and that pressurization really forces that oxygen molecule into your bloodstream, and the blood carries it where it needs to be healing. So
It's amazing. So
It's
did
great
you say
after-
for about an hour?
yep, you're in there
That
for about
you're
an
in
hour.
there?
So
Wow.
we pressurize it for about 10 minutes.
And
60
Tony
minutes
said,
with
you even said you
oxygen.
could bring your little computer in there. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
and people do their work, right? They can just sit in there.
So interesting.
I wanted to say too, I have some people that I know have had surgeries and they go into the oxygen hyperbaric
Yep.
chamber for cellular recovery, and it's supposed to help with that.
Yep. So you'll find many benefits in terms of whether it's, brain fog, whether it's recovery.
Oh, you need to put me in there a lot.
for
I need to go
athletes and
immediately.
stuff. We've also had older individuals that are dealing with like excessive mold exposure, or they're dealing with just
What was that?
aging
Mo's?
bodies as well.
Mold exposure.
Mold.
It's good for people who have mold exposure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're seeing very positive results
Really?
from people that do multiple sessions week in and week out to kind of help combat some of that's going on.
Were you also telling us that some people will bring their children in who might be neurodivergent, or it's somehow helpful for your brain?
Yep, I haven't seen any clients since I've worked there, but I know before I started, we did have a family that did bring a child in. Based on some age parameters, parents do have to go into the chamber with a child to kind of have that comfortability.
Yeah.
Because then that pressurization kind of feels like, you're taking off in an airplane. So
Right.
that earache kind of is present if we compress too quickly, but if we do it right, you shouldn't have that experience at all.
But
truthfully.
it helps with brain health.
But it helps with brain health. And so that's what
amazing.
a lot of science is showing at the moment, whether it's that medical grade or even that soft shell grade as well. So
It's amazing.
yeah, we're seeing some very positive benefits from people doing hyperbaric oxygen chamber therapy.
And then, of course, we were talking about the vitamin injections, and I guess that's similar to the IV drip.
Very similar, but just less time. Whereas you might sit for an hour with an IV, you can be in and out within about 10 minutes doing those intramuscular shots. And they go right
they're
into
shots.
the glutes.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about like, oh my gosh, it's going into my arm and that hurts. Every time I've done a shot, you wince for a moment because you're like, oh, here it comes. And
Do you
then
get
done.
like B vitamin shots, or what are the different types of vitamin injections that you can get?
Yeah, we do B12 and B complex combo shot. There's a B12 shot in and of itself. Vitamin D.
Yeah.
We have a couple of others, like this time of year that's really popular is Triimmune. So it kind of really help combating sickness
Right.
and making sure people have the right micronutrients.
Do you notice a difference when you get the B12 shots, or do you feel
I have not done
more
the
energy?
shots.
Oh, okay.
It's not something that I've really gravitated towards,
Okay.
but some of our staff live and breathe them. Dawn and Maddie, some of our staff members absolutely do them week in and week out.
That was going to be
And
my question. What do people come in for the most?
Yes.
Like which of the services would you say is the most popular?
Yeah, so most popular is our studio, definitely more of the medical side of things at this moment in time. So we do about 400 IVs on a regular basis over the
Wow.
last
So the
6
IV
months.
drip is
IV drips,
very
and then people
popular.
complement it with something else. So whether it's the compression sleeves, whether they do red light beforehand, jumping in cryo afterwards. But right now, IV drip therapy, red light's really popular this time of year. And then,
Yes.
especially with how cold it is here in Virginia, we're finding the sauna is booked
Yes.
nonstop all
Oh,
day.
yeah.
And Tony, my daughter hurt her ankle, and we brought her in there for.
Yeah.
She had, she rolled her ankle, so we did some of. Do you want to explain what she got?
Yeah, so we have the whole body cryo chamber, but we also have a localized cryo machine. So it uses the same cold vapor air. We use a wand, and with whole body cryo, you're in there for about 2.5 minutes. The local cryo, you're doing it for about 7 to 10
And she
minutes.
put just a sleeve, like on her localized injury, which was her ankle area below her, her knee.
Yeah, so that's kind of helping with, again, that inflammation, bruising, really trying to help make sure we can kind of help heal that area from That's
great.
It's
Did it
really
help her?
wonderful to know. Yes, it did help her.
Yeah.
It did help her. So now we want to know, so we're in midlife. So why is this so important? Why does this matter in your 40s, 50s, and 60s? Why is this important for us?
Well, again, I think as we've kind of defined out, people age rapidly at certain parts
Things
of their
are starting
life.
to wear out.
Things are starting to wear out from our activity, inactivity, lifestyle, stresses, work-life imbalances. So, really being able to look and be proactive and taking small steps now really compound later on in life for
Right.
us. So if you're really looking to be healthy into your 60s and your 70s and really being able to still pursue your passions and things, taking care of yourself at this time of your life, especially 30s, 40s, 50s, is going to be exponential, especially when you want to be with grandchildren, if you want to retire and still be healthy, doing the things that you want and love to do. So Restore, our goal is just to make sure we personalize it, help provide some things that might help you if you stay consistent with it. And again, I think it all comes down to people want to live fuller, longer lives, and it comes to making sure you take the steps to do that for sure.
Absolutely. I was thinking, we were talking on Friday, hormonal shifts, both men and women experience those as we get older. And you were telling me maybe it's going to be coming down the pike, things for hormones. And then also in midlife, we combat fatigue and burnout, and recovery from workouts take longer. And we want to stay strong and active for as long as we can.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. And so, you have a lot of different science, a lot of different things going out into businesses, and you're finding that there's a lot there for people to take advantage of in terms of hormonal replacements, different peptides, the GLP-1s that are out there right now.
Right.
The different things that are really helping people kind of flip a switch in their life, which is, I think, an incredible opportunity. And so, you look 6 years ago, 2020, we're all stuck at home trying to figure out how to live our best life.
Right.
And I think so much has progressed since that time.
I bet it would. I think these therapies would even help with the hormonal shifts.
Probably. Tony was saying they're going to be getting possibly some hormonal replacement IVs or things like that. You were mentioning,
But even
But you were
outside of
even
that, I
thinking
just think it's just the heat, the fire and ice therapy with the hot and the cold.
I agree.
I would think that would be very helpful.
Yeah, and I think as people have looked into nature and they looked at like what's working historically in the past in different communities around the world, they're bringing that with them in that experience.
Yeah.
So
Like I said, in Europe, like the Swiss, they do, it's part of their lives. They do the cold plunge and then they go into the hot saunas.
The hot saunas.
So what do you see specifically with your midlife clients? What treatments do you see them asking for?
Yeah, so we see, a large demographic for Restore, not only our studio, but nationwide. 35 to 50-year-old women kind of make up the major pool of clients that, that come to our studio.
Very interesting.
So you find people that are looking for a little bit of wellness here and there. So most of our midlife clients they're coming in for some assistance with micronutrients. So whether they do biomarker assessments to kind of find what they might be deficient in, whether they then
I would love to do
Yes,
that.
I like this. You did the talk about that for a second, because we noticed that when we were leaving, you do an assessment for your biomarkers to see genetically.
And that's do you take a blood test, or how is that?
Yeah, so we do a blood draw, and then we work with a company called Cell Science. So we have the oxidant and micronutrient assessment. So that kind of looks at how your body uses and what is deficient in terms of those micronutrients that our body needs to function. And then you have the methyl detox that kind of looks into your DNA and sees how your body might be deficient in one area or another. And so having this information can really help people in terms of, okay, what should I do? How often should I do it?
Well, it allows you to be more focused on what it is specifically that you need, instead of wasting a bunch of money on supplements that you don't actually need.
Correct, Shannon. That's a good point.
And that's what a lot of people come into Restore. They might come in like, I'm interested in the IV, but I don't know what I want to get.
Right.
And our nurses can do a great job of recommending a thing or two based on where you are in your need state, like if you need more energy or immunity.
Right.
But diving in deeper, it takes, am I really deficient in my B vitamins?
You're not guessing.
Like my food intake, everything I'm taking in on a daily basis, how is that impacting me and where am I deficient? So
and it's really affordable too. The price point is really affordable. Before we move on, I want to just touch really quickly, because in midlife, women who are going in to see you, you have a facialist there, and you have these amazing, I see 3 different types of facials that you can get.
Yes, ma'am.
And you actually have a special right now going on, which I was going to add for I think $129 until the end of 28th of February, I believe. But I want to let everyone know that you do offer that. You have a esthetician.
Yes, ma'am.
And she works on your skin. So
we have kind of a 3-pronged approach in terms of our wellness, whether it's our core therapies, the medical lane, or even our aesthetics as well. So taking care of yourself, not only internally, but externally as well. So, we always say, if people do, say our Amplified Beauty, really improving their skin health internally, well, make sure you do a hydrofacial as well. Cleanse that skin,
Right.
put in a peptide that's really going to help with your skin condition, and then really finish it off with good products. So yeah, most restores have an esthetician that does free consultations. So if you're ever really like, hey, I want to work on fine lines, I have hyperpigmentation,
I'm coming in there. I want that facial, Tony. I'm going to
Yes.
come in for that special because that looks
You and me
amazing.
both.
And our skin is so dry with this weather. I mean, it's just so dry.
And this time of year, I think the estheticians call it peel season. It's a great
Right.
opportunity to restart your skin health.
Yes.
Correct.
So kind of peel off that top layer that might be impacted by sun, less humidity,
Cold wind.
the cold wind.
Those spots that you can get,
Correct. And just kind of start fresh again.
I'm
And
there.
so,
I'm going to sign up.
I can't wait.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about some of the myths. And there's common concerns with doing these sorts of therapies. Is it
Always.
safe? Is it just for athletes or celebrities? I mean, how do you know what you need? Does it replace medical care?
It should never replace for medical care. So if you're ever really in a dire situation, definitely see your PCP, seek medical care if you need to. But as a myth, it's safe for everyone. We have different protocols and processes where you complete some waivers, medical clearances as well with our nurse practitioners who kind of evaluate to make sure like anything we do is not going to compromise your health.
That's good.
But
That's
also,
important.
like, it's not only for athletes and celebrities. You'll see that, back in the day where these things used to cost maybe thousands of dollars.
Right.
I think it's at a price point where people can really start to say, like, okay, let me give this a shot. Let me see how it impacts me. So, truthfully, it's for everybody. As athletes, one of our managers at the store, he's a Nike athlete, and he runs track and field, and he lives and swears by cryotherapy. We have moms and young individuals that are really focused in on making sure, again, longevity and their wellness is a top priority for them.
Yes.
So that's where I think anyone that wants to take their health serious and find one or two things that can really extrapolate and really push them into a positive direction, I think Restore
All for it.
or
Yeah,
any business
this-
like Restore is going to really help them.
This is amazing information, and I'm really excited to get my butt in there. I want to try some of these
Anytime. We're
other
open 7
treatments.
days.
So let's say I want to walk in, and it's my first time. If I walk in tomorrow, and what should I expect? So I know you've got a membership option actually, and a wellness plan, an assessment. So just walk me
give
through.
us an idea.
Yeah,
of
what would it be
we
if I just
expect on
walked
our
in?
first time in?
Yeah, so if you sign up for any of our therapies online, you come in for your first day, hopefully beforehand, our staff has reached out to you to answer any questions that you might have. But when you come in, we'll greet you by name, and we'll kind of walk you through our studio, show you around if you didn't know about everything, kind of break some things down. But also, depending on what you're doing, you'll fill out a waiver form, complete some consultations. If you're unsure of what you're really looking for, you sit down with any of our hyper wellness reps, and they can go and develop a wellness plan for you that says, all right, well, you're looking at A, B, and C. Well, do X, Y, and Z. And this is how many times a week you should do it or monthly. If you have some
Great.
deeper questions and health concerns, we can integrate our nursing staff plus our esthetician. So it's all meant to work as one element to really ensure that there's something that's really going to help you long term.
Yeah, it sounds like you'll be taken care of.
From door to door, yes.
Yes.
Best
Absolutely.
experience in Midlothian for sure.
Okay.
How about some quick fire fun questions?
Oh yeah, let's do that. That's gonna be fun. Okay.
What is the most underrated service?
Most underrated surface, two. You have your hip compression and the local cryo. So local cryo is great for spot treatments. So I got tennis elbow, need some
Right.
pain relief.
Yes.
Or like right now I'm dealing with like a shin thing from like all my running. So I've been using that recently. But also hip compression. Again, we sit all day, whether it's in cars, meetings.
And that's where I'm having some pain is in my hip.
Yes.
So what can I
do
do
you
for
do
that?
for that?
Yeah, so we have hip compression. So basically, it works like a blood pressure cuff. It's going to fill up with air, restrict blood flow, and it's going to help when it releases that pressure. Blood flow comes back and helps with that lymphatic drainage.
Okay.
It helps with
I'm gonna try
lactic
that.
acid.
Me
So it's
too.
really great for stiff joints and those sorts of things. So hip compression. I mean, my wife is like, push my hips back together afterwards after 4 kids, right? So
Right.
Yeah.
she
Oh my
had, like,
goodness.
for
4.
me, like if I had to pick like out of compression, whether it's arms, legs, or hips, I'm going hips every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Yes.
sounds great.
Okay, so number 2, what's the biggest transformation story you've seen?
Biggest transformation I've seen is we had a client come in, long-term COVID, had to be wheeled in.
Wow.
Did hyperbaric oxygen chamber. Does a couple of sessions. Comes back. She's on a walker.
Wow.
Does a couple of sessions. Comes back. Wow. She's without the walker.
That's incredible.
Great.
Couple of
That's
sessions
incredible.
later, she's driving herself and no longer using her walker. And this is an individual.
And this is from hyperbaric oxygen therapy?
Yep. She was a teacher, but I think she might have been in late 60s, early 70s. She was a teacher for a long time, dealing with long-term COVID.
Darn.
And I think for about 3 months, she was religious and doing about 3 or 4 sessions a week.
Wow.
And
That's
that
amazing.
transformation stands out to me because literally her husband would
Yes.
wheel her in.
That's
He'd
incredible.
help her get in. They'd wheel her out. And it's just the progression that you saw with
Yes.
her being consistent with it was
That's
just
wonderful.
absolutely
It changed her
remarkable.
life. I mean,
Yes.
she went from a wheelchair to be able to walk out. That's amazing. That's a
Yeah.
great
Yeah,
story.
I was stunned.
Yeah.
Our entire staff that was there, that we were just, it's remarkable to see.
Yes. What would you recommend for a stressed out mom?
Pinot.
I was going to say, you were reading my thoughts. A bottle of Pinot Noir?
Yeah.
Other than that.
No,
Maybe
for-
in the barbaric, not the barbaric.
right down the street, right from across the street from her store. You got that triple cross. No, for stressed out moms, especially this time of year, having been stuck at home with ice and kids out of school.
Yes.
This time of year, I think red light,
Yeah.
sauna, and just some vitamin injection in some way, whether it's intramuscular
Yes.
shots or IV, would be a great way to detox and stress, or not stress, de-stress for
Right.
sure.
Yes.
De-stress.
Get those micronutrients that the body is kind of lacking probably from whether it's being physically active, eating, but also you can never go wrong with a facial this time of year. I mean,
Right.
just being pampered a
true.
little bit
Yeah.
after probably caring for other people and just not being able to take care of yourself and prioritize yourself is a great way to, I think, just de-stress, find your center again, and then
Yes, I think you hit
Yes.
something
Life.
because I think being trapped for 2 weeks, I just feel like a huge couch potato, and
You
I
have
need
cabin
to
fever.
Yes.
cabin
Don't even
fever,
feel like
and I want to
yourself.
go do something good for my body and make myself feel good and get that energy
Exactly.
going back. So
Yep.
I'm definitely coming in, Tony. Last question: one wellness habit everyone should try.
I think one wellness habit that everyone should try, especially this time of year, I think red light is for if you're looking at our
Yes.
studio and the services we offer. I think red light, being consistent with it, can be a game changer for people
And
with
how
inflammation.
long are the sessions with red light?
So you go in, we set our timer for about 17 minutes. But you have about a 20-minute block. So we set it for 17 minutes. You get a couple minutes to undress to your comfort level, 15 minutes between the panels, and then once those panels turn off, you just get dressed and you're ready to go.
And you
for
put the
rest of day.
sunglasses on and protect your
Right.
eyes.
Yep, you can wear sunglasses, sauna glasses, but also there's evidence showing that's great for eye health.
Really?
So as long as you just don't stare at one of the lights, you just kind of stare at a crease or just off to the side.
Really?
Oh,
It's been
wow.
shown to be really great, but when those lights do turn off, there's like a green-blue haze for about a minute or two
Right.
as you're kind of
You have to-
redressing a little bit.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. I didn't know that. So let's see our practical takeaways. So for our listeners out there, so let's wrap it up with some. We're going to start small. You're going to focus on recovery, and you don't want to wait out until you don't want to wait until you're burned out,
Yeah,
right?
right, don't wait.
And wellness is a long game. It's
is.
something, and I hear about being consistent. Like try this not just for 1 week or one treatment. Try it a few times for a period of time, and you'll be able to see
Yes.
some results.
Yeah.
What's the one thing people can do this week to feel better? I'd say sign up, go on in there, and then meet with the team
Walk through the
and get it
door.
going on.
Yes. Well, I think that's the thing is I think, there are so many businesses that are popping up like Restore, and you're going to find one that really fits what you're looking for.
Yeah.
So if you can find something that you can go in, it's going to be actionable. You're going to be able to be consistent with it.
Right.
Consistency is king in terms of health and wellness and, living long-term and longevity. So
Right.
if anything, find something that you can really do on a consistent basis. Whether it is at home, whether it is at Restore, consistency is king this time of year, especially if you want to be ready for summer down the road.
Yes.
Right,
Oh,
I've actually got a
gosh.
big trip coming up for my birthday.
Oh, where are we
so
going?
Miami.
Oh, Miami.
Miami with my closest friends, and I'm excited. So I do have something to look forward to, and I
here we
have to
go.
get ready for. So got to get in that bathing suit. Anyway, so yeah, we're excited. We're so happy to have had you, Tony. Let's talk about where your location is specifically and
Where-
the
where
gift that we're going to
people-
get for our
Yes.
listeners.
Yeah.
Where can we find Restore? I know that do you have 2 locations in Virginia? And one here in Midlothian?
Yep. So in the state of Virginia, we have 2 in the Richmond area. There's one down in Virginia Beach, a couple up in Northern Virginia.
Okay.
So there's about 220 locations around the country. So,
Around the country. Okay.
So little differences is that if you do the medical clearance process in one state, it's different in another. So you would have to do that in different states. But here in Richmond, we're located right off of Midlothian Turnpike as you kind of head out towards Powhatan.
Yeah.
So right before 288, we're located in the Winterfield Crossing Town Center. So there's literally a Starbucks, row house, dental
There's
office.
everything out there.
Yes.
in that
And
little
And you're getting more
center.
apartments, I see, too, behind
Ooh,
you.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
I'll
I
be
don't know if we
flyering
need
all
more
of
of
those
those.
for sure.
But-
Okay.
Well, so we have a special offer for Midlife Podcast listeners.
Yay.
Yeah, for anyone that comes in the Midlothian studio, just mention that you're a listener to the Midlife Podcast. You get 25% off any service. So,
Really? 25% off?
Yes.
Okay. Did you hear that, everyone? Go on in.
Sign
and,
me up.
Yeah. Go on in and tell the front desk that you listened, and you'll get 25% off. Thank you, Tony. That's really sweet.
Yeah, well, we believe in what we offer, and we believe people's wellness, shouldn't have to be such a premium price. So we want to make sure people can try things and kind of learn what's going to work for them.
Yeah, it's
Fantastic.
great. If you've been curious about trying something like this, Restore is an amazing place to start.
Yes. Yes. I agree.
So
All right.
thank you, everybody, for joining us
Yes,
today.
Tony,
Yeah,
thank you so
ladies.
much for
It's
coming
been
in
fun
on
and
this
very
cold day,
informative.
this very cold morning. And
We
I
look forward to all these amazing therapies.
Yeah, well, I look
Yes.
forward to seeing you guys back in the studio, and anyone that comes in, again, Restore is meant to do more for what you love.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody. Everybody have a great week out there.
Stay
and-
warm.
And stay warm, and we'll see you soon.
See you in 2.
Okay,
Thank you,
bye.
ladies.
Don't forget to mention Midlife Talkshop podcast when you visit Restore Hyper Wellness for 25% off your first-time service. Please follow Midlife Talkshop podcast on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Hit the like button, leave us a comment, and share with your friends.